Definitely, the relationship between a dog and their guardian is super critical for happiness of both the pet and the human.
I think dogs are really instrumental in opening up people's hearts, helping to heal any wounds, either physical or emotional wounds that people just get from life.
Dogs bring people into your life. For those that are introverted and shy, having a dog can open up a person and open up their whole world. It's a known fact that being social and having community keeps you living longer and makes you happier. Dogs are superheroes that way. So we've adopted out about 5,700 dogs over the years, almost 3 a day now. And a lot of our Muttville dogs, because they have life experience and most of them come with manners, have become therapy dogs. Case in point, my first dog, Frankie, became a certified therapy dog at the Jewish Home for the Aged in San Francisco. And I am telling you that when we arrived, my little Frankie, he knew he was at work. He had a job to do. It was his role to make people happy, to go up to them, wag his tail. It's like he knew.
We see people that come in that might not have a lot of friends or their social network isn't very big, and they bring home a dog and they start taking it on walks and they meet their neighbors, and suddenly they have a whole community of friends just because they adopted a dog. And at the same token, we've seen dogs come in that are very sad and shy and timid, and then they get into a home and they blossom.
I know of a couple of teenagers that needed a dog friend as a therapy dog. And so the parents have come here and found the right match for their teens, and the teens assist them in, their mental state.
Sometimes life isn't always easy. Whether, I'm going through things personally outside of work, or if I'm having a stressful day at work, just having my own dog, Magoo, with me by my side is extraordinarily helpful, just to make me sort of slow down and take a step back and take a deep breath and remember what's important. And he helps refocus me. He helps me to have a sense of humor. So even though things may seem really bad or hard, he helps me realize that they're not that bad and it's not that hard.
It is a scientific fact that having a pet lowers your heart rate, increases your endorphins, and makes you live longer. So we really like when senior citizens adopt our dogs. We have a Seniors for Seniors program, Senior Dogs for Senior Citizens. I witnessed that a man can live longer with the love of a good dog.
It really, really helps to have a bed on my desk that has a dog in it. So yeah, it really calms me down and helps me to feel more centered at work.
Dogs have the power to bring out love and healing and compassion in humans. And you see it all the time here. We get a lot of dogs who come back on a regular basis. We get to know these dogs very intimately. We get to know their habits and what they like and what they don't like. So it's extremely easy to really fall in love with these dogs. And as these dogs get older and start to pass away, it's very painful for the counselors. And it's hard not to be really sad and feel like you've lost your own.
Opening your heart and your home to an animal, specifically a dog, can just completely change your life. I have seen that time and time again with our foster families, because so many dogs out there are just looking for someone to love.
This is kind of a secret, okay? Don't tell anybody. Well, I used to sit in this lounge chair upstairs in our living room, and Frankie, he could see and he could hear very well, and I used to go like this, and he would jump up on the lounge chair, and then he would crawl onto my chest, and then he would splay out, and I would just give him this massage. And I'd go, Frankie, I love you, I love you, I love you. And he'd be like, I love you too. And the two of us, we were just having our time together. It was so cute. I miss him. Now don't tell anyone, okay? Okay.
The rose is a rose and was always a rose, but the theory now goes that the apple's a rose and the pear is, and so's the plum. I suppose. The deer only knows what will next prove a rose. You, of course, are a rose, but we're always a rose.
This morning, amid the growing backlash against Harvey Weinstein,
all kinds of activism on stage, of course, the Me Too movement.
In response to the hashtag Me Too movement.
But the Me Too and Time's Up movements,
now more than 65 women have come forward.
So millions of people have come out posting Me Too. I applaud them all. I think it's brave, and I think it's important to speak out and not be shamed by anyone. It is not always easy, but we have to do that. And that's why I posted, and I will say it right now out loud, Me Too.
When I'm walking down the street or when I'm taking public transportation, I know that I'm being objectified. I can see it in the way that people look at me, in the way that they approach me, when they try to talk to me and they feel like they're owed an answer or an explanation for who I am and what I'm doing. As sad as it is to say, I feel like over time I have grown comfortable in this, even knowing that it is unsafe. I've just become so numb to it because it's part of my daily existence.
One time I was at Power BART and I was walking through the BART station and this young teenager, probably black boy, grabbed my hair as I was walking past. And that really broke my heart because it just felt like this 15, 16-year-old boy already believes that he's entitled to touch me in my space and he feels entitled to my body. And it made me feel really enraged. We're teaching people at a really young age how to interact with each other, and it doesn't feel like we're doing it the right way.
One thing is just like walking down the street, people honking. Other thing I was thinking about is an experience. See, what did we hear them say? Yeah. Right, exactly.
Yeah,
so
they just proved your point.
Anyway, so stuff like that. Like, there's nothing that I'm doing that's particularly pulling in that attention. It's just that I have a female body, I'm presenting as female, I'm here.
So I think the Me Too and the Time's Up movements are really powerful. I think they did exactly what they were meant to do, which is break the silence.
A lot of women, I would say 9.9 out of every 10 women has experienced that, if not actually 10. So I think it's helped to give a voice to people who previously maybe felt their experiences have been dismissed, minimized, or shooed away. So it's allowed people to identify what that behavior is and say, oh, Yeah, actually that happened to me too. In that way, feeling more empowered to speak up about this behavior that's been going on for hundreds of years.
I definitely support and stand behind the Me Too movement, but I would like to see it infiltrate our political systems, our police departments, corporate America, the music industry, and I think that there's a disconnect a little bit right now between what we're seeing in media and what's happening in our everyday lives and in our workplaces and with our own communities. And I don't think the Me Too movement has gotten there yet, but I feel that maybe it could get there pretty soon.
Part of me was really happy that the national conversation was kind of catching up to this work that women and activists have been doing for the last 40 years. But also another part of me was really sad because, again, I was seeing women that I am close with and survivors more generally having to exploit their pain in order just to prove that this was a real issue and that it should be talked about.
Love is empathy, love is understanding. If we had more empathy and understanding and love in this world, a lot of the issues that we have would be solved so much quicker.
Men and boys need to heal from what's happened to them. Why does the society want to shut them down and isolate them from people and from touch and from care and from connection to each other?
Some of the things that I hear my youth saying in the youth program is that their phones will be blown up with texts or calls if they're not answering right away from their partner, wanting to know where they're at. And they think that's love, and in reality, that is controlling behavior. Somewhere down the line, if these behaviors continue to escalate, it's like when you look back, it's like, well, that was a red flag for these controlling, manipulative, aggressive behaviors that as a society and media has told us that these things are okay.
Loving someone means asking them how they want to be loved and how they should receive that love. And if more relationships started with that conversation, I think a lot less people would get hurt.
I'm gonna go get dinner started, alright?
No, please, let me help.
No, sweetie, I got the water already boiling.
Okay, fine. Have it your way then. Ugh. Are you sure you don't need a hand?
No. I already told you. I don't need help.
Guys, I'm about to blow!
Wait, I can't see anything.
That's it. I'm going out for takeout. I need funds. God, what's wrong with him?
You know, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. I love you no matter what.
I love you.
I love you more.
I love you more.
No, I love you so much.
I love you more.
You cannot believe how much I love you. My heart's not even big enough. Hey, wanna play Forte? What do you think our parents are doing? Oh, you know, the usual. So true.
Love. Self-love. Love keeps us going. Humility keeps us on the ground. Without humility,
self-love becomes narcissism.
Pride, vanity, and fascination. Real self-love gives back to the world.
True self-love feeds all love.
I have self-love for myself. I don't care what other people say. I'm just doing me. Love yourself first and everything falls into line. Cause it might not always get what you're hoping for, but if you have yourself, that's the greatest gift.
I'm unique, supreme, I'm just doing me. You can feel free to do the same as me. Don't criticize, don't judge me, don't tell me I can't do. We can move on from negativity too.
I don't care about the hate, I'ma let you be straight. I don't care about the spite, I'ma be alright. Cause when I'm doing me, my light shine bright. Cause I love myself. Watch me take flight.
Nobody can tell me I'm not great. I take the positive guesses and zoom. We feel like some flowers, we take it then bloom. You hate on that hate while I stick to my tunes. Be going crazy, chocolate I consume. I'ma do this myself cause I love what I do. I don't need help, I'm not crazy, I'm capable. Just might be slow, but I'm faster than you. I'ma make history, I'll bet a dub. You can't understand me, you just made me dub. Don't take number 2 cause I know I'm the one. You thinking it's over, but it's just begun. I love myself, I'ma stick with the crew. Came along and from sadness, I cried in my room. I love myself, I'ma stick with the crew. Came along and from sadness, I cried in my room.
I embrace myself and I love my flaws. Cause I'm a creator and not in a weed. I follow my heart with the flow of the beat. Floating in the sky with the hockey. Cause there's nothing that I can't achieve. My dreams are infinite. They try to knock me down, but I stand my ground with my head up high. Cause I'm feeling tall and proud. Yeah, I understand that pressure I get in life gets it too many times. And I feel that passion like chocolate boiling in my blood. I can feel that love. Now everyone should feel some love, yeah.
Don't criticize, don't judge me, don't tell me that I can't do. We can move on from negativity too.
Take care of yourself because you are so beautiful. You make yourself proud. You can accomplish anything if you try. Never give up on yourself. Let them haters hate because they can't do things you do.
Who cares what people say? Who cares what people think about you? If you have puff hair, straight hair, it don't matter. Cause the only thing you need to know is to love yourself.